Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we will be reviewing this OnePlus 3, which is the new flagship Android phone by OnePlus, and I have been testing this device now for almost 9 days. So in this video I'll be giving you my in-depth review. I have actually made a lot of pointers regarding this device, so I want to go over them. So this review might be a little bit long, so if you are expecting a summary kind of review, that's not going to be it. I'll be dividing the review between the pros and the cons and share my experience that I had with this device. So before we continue, let me give you a quick specs overview of this OnePlus 3. The OnePlus 3 is powered by the Snapdragon 820 chipset. It has 6 gigabytes of RAM, that's DDR4, 64 gigabytes of internal storage. It has a 5.5-inch AMOLED screen, which is a 1080p screen. It also supports dash quick charging, fingerprint scanner, dual SIM, nano SIMs. Moving to the camera, it has a 16 megapixel rear-facing camera with optical image stabilization and a f2.0 lens. Moving to the front-facing camera, it's an 8 megapixel shooter. It is powered by Oxygen OS. It has a 3000 milliamp hour battery. It also has Gorilla Glass 4 and NFC. So let's start with the pros of the device, the things that I really liked about the OnePlus 3. But before that, let me give you an idea. I really liked the OnePlus One that when it was launched. But last year when OnePlus 2 was launched, I frankly did not like that device. I felt that the OnePlus did a lot of cuttings with that device. The in-hand feel was not that good. It felt a top heavy. The camera was not that great. Fingerprint was also not that great. But when I got this OnePlus 3, this is a review unit, my expectations were very low. But I have to say this OnePlus 3 has surprised me. So let's go over the review, and first I'll talk about the things that I like about this device, the pros. And the first thing that I immediately noticed when I got this device, and even you can notice that in my unboxing video, is that when you just open and use the device, you feel the build quality. The build quality is actually really good. And this time OnePlus has got the weight distribution also right. So it feels great to hold in the hand. It does not feel very light or very heavy. And now it's a complete unibody construction. So it feels actually premium to hold. Next thing that I have noticed is that the cellular call quality also was very good on this device. I did all my testing with Airtel 4G SIM in Hyderabad, and I had no problems regarding reception or even with cellular call quality. Even the earpiece is actually really good on this device. Now moving to the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner is embedded in this home. You can't call this home a button because it's not a physical button. It's just a capacitive layer, and the moment you tap on it, just notice it unlocks. It's extremely fast and extremely accurate, I have to say. Among one of the best fingerprint scanners that I have used, and a huge improvement over the OnePlus 2's fingerprint scanner. Next, if we move to the battery life, here I was very skeptical because this OnePlus 3 has a sealed battery, which is just a 3000 milliamp hour battery. And this OnePlus 3 has that 5.5-inch AMOLED screen. So initially I thought that the battery life might not be that great, but I have to say the battery life is actually pretty decent on this device. And as you can see from these charts, the battery life that I was getting was actually really good. When I was mostly on Wi-Fi, I could get a screen on time slightly over 5 hours of screen on time with about a day's of usage. But when I was completely on mobile data, 95% of the time on mobile data, then also I was getting a screen on time of about 4.5 hours, as you can see from the charts. So overall the battery life is actually pretty decent. And with my typical day's usage, I have 3 Google accounts that keep pushing data. I use Twitter a lot, YouTube and stuff. And with my typical day's usage, at the end of the day, that is at around 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, I used to always have about 25% or 30% of battery life left. So again, the battery life is decent, but don't expect about 2 days of battery life. Next, if we move to LED notification light, some of you have asked me about it. Yes, it does have a physical LED notification light, and it's a multicolored LED notification light. Next, if we move to the camera performance, the rear-facing camera is a 16 megapixel shooter and it's a Sony sensor. And as you can see from the sample shots, it does a pretty good job in outdoor lighting, but one thing to note is that it skims on a laser autofocusing system. So for macro shots, the experience was not that great. But apart from that, I feel the camera performance was pretty good, even in artificial lighting. And I did compare it with the Mi 5. I have already posted a different video regarding that, so you can check out that for more info. I feel the camera performance was pretty good. Now moving to video, here I felt it could have been a little bit better. It was a little bit slow on focusing, but the video stabilization was good thanks to optical image stabilization, and it also employs electronic stabilization. So video was good, but in terms of audio, while I was shooting the video, it could have been better. It was a little bit low, and also when there was a lot of wind, it could not capture the audio properly. So overall, I feel if you take a lot of static pictures, then the camera performance would be good, but in video it could be improved a little bit. Now moving to the charger of this OnePlus 3, OnePlus has this new charger, they call it the Dash charger, and call me impressed. I have used a lot of quick chargers like Qualcomm Quick Charge 2, Quick Charge 3, but this charger is really good. Most of the chargers generally output at 5 volts at 2 amps, but this one outputs at 5 volts at 4 amps. Hence, it can charge the OnePlus 3 really quickly. In my rough testing, when it was around 10%, I just plugged in the charger. I did not shut off the phone, and it could charge to 100% in around 66 minutes. If you shut off the phone, I think so it will be even quicker. So it charges really quickly. But the best thing is that if you have used quick chargers on your other devices, generally when you use quick chargers, the device tends to get extremely hot. But that's not the case if you use this Dash charger. The charger does get pretty hot, but the device stays cool even though it's quickly charging. So I really like the quick charger, and it charges really quickly. In fact, I would say the first 80% charge, if it's from 5% or let's say 0% to 80%, is really quick on this OnePlus 3 if you use this Dash charger. Next, if we move to regular usage scenario, it comes with Oxygen OS on Android. It's a layer, but again, it's very close to stock Android. And I have to say, I did not have any issues while using the phone. It's very smooth to operate, and I did not have any, lagginess or something like that. And the overall experience of using this device was also very good. I also like the fact that OnePlus Oxygen OS does add some additional functionality, so you can tweak around some stuff. For example, even the home button for double tap, you can customize it, and I use it for switching off the phone. If I just double tap, as you can see, it goes to standby. So I like these small tweaks, and it makes the experience of using the device very easy. I also like the fact that this OnePlus 3 also has that alert slider, and it's really convenient feature. You can just slide it to make it go to do not disturb mode and stuff like that. So I like those features, and in terms of overall performance, the overall performance of this device was very good, and I did not face any issues of lagginess or something like that. I'll talk about the RAM management issue later on. Don't worry, I know about it. But let's move to the next point. Also moving to the screen, it has an AMOLED screen now. They have moved from IPS LCD screen to AMOLED screen, and I have to say the screen quality is good. Though it's just a 1080p screen, but the screen quality is good. But in outdoor sunlight, I feel even at max brightness, it's just okay. So if you use the phone most of the time in outdoor lighting, and that is in direct sunlight, then you have to be worried. But apart from that, the screen quality is pretty good in my opinion. Now moving to gaming, the gaming performance on this OnePlus 3 was also very good. I in fact have already posted a dedicated video regarding the gaming performance. For some reason on Asphalt, I did notice some minor lag, but apart from that, even with heavy games like Nova 3, it ran without any issues. And the best part was that it did not exhibit any overheating issues. I think so it touched a max of about 42.5 degrees Celsius when I did the gaming on this OnePlus 3. So even for gaming, it's a very good device. I also tested the GPS functionality. Some of you have asked me. I tested it with Google Maps for navigation, and that worked without any issues. Now let's move to the things that I did not like about this device, the cons. The first thing that I did not like is speaker. It has just one speaker here at the bottom, and I feel the speaker is sort of tinny. In fact, the OnePlus One had a way louder speaker, I would say. It just sounds tinny. So if you mostly listen to music and stuff from this speaker, then you won't be impressed. It's seriously tinny. Now moving to the headphone jack, it has a 3.5 mm headphone jack at the bottom, and in terms of volume levels, it was pretty good. It could even drive my Audio Technica headphones and stuff like that. So in terms of volume, I did not have a problem, but I feel the sound signature is sort of very flat on these OnePlus 3. So to really enjoy, you have to use a MP3 player that has equalization or something like that. Or for example, I use a lot of listen to a lot of online radio, and for that I had to use a third-party app that is known as Bass EQ, which allowed me to modify the sound signature, because by default it is sort of flat. I wish the OnePlus team actually with the OT update adds basic equalization options and audio features to the OnePlus 3, because you have to install third-party apps to get a good sound signature. By default it is pretty flat. I know some people really like the flat signature, but again, it lacks a little bit of bass in everything. Anyways, let's move to the next one. Now moving to memory management. This OnePlus 3 comes with 6 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, 6 gigabytes of RAM. But the way OnePlus 3 has implemented the RAM management, it is sort of aggressive. I would say it's not as aggressive as Samsung did it on the Galaxy S6. If you have watched my Galaxy S6 review and my tweets about it, I was always cribbing about the memory management on the Galaxy S6, because it used to boot out the apps very quickly, and whenever you used to do multitasking, even with the fourth app or something, it used to reload. It's not as bad as that I found on the Galaxy S6, but it is somewhere close to what experience I had with the Note 5. That means, yes, the apps do get booted out at times, but it's not like every time. I did notice the app booting out about 2-3 times a day, but it's sort of not a deal breaker. And I'm really unhappy with the OnePlus for doing this. They have done this purposely. And on Twitter, they replied that they have done this for enhancing the battery life. And I don't get the reason why. Yeah, if you feel by limiting the RAM. And to be frank, I feel that the experience of this phone is like a phone having RAM between 3 and 4 gigabytes of RAM, nothing like 6 gigabytes of RAM. But luckily, you can fix it. You have to just modify one file, but you need to have root access for that. And in fact, Ash from C4eTech has already done that. And after doing that tweak, he could load, in fact, even he loaded 16 apps, and the 16 apps were in memory. So you can fix it. But officially, OnePlus is not doing that. And I feel it's sort of a bummer, in my opinion. They should have provided an option in the settings for RAM management, like let's say normal mode, aggressive mode, or performance mode. Let the user decide instead of you shoving, oh, this is the option that we feel is great for you. OnePlus, you're not Apple. It's okay for Apple for doing shitty things like that. But again, OnePlus is a device that will be used by Android enthusiasts, and I feel limiting the RAM is strictly a shitty option. I feel OnePlus should give an option, and I hope that option they enable via OTA update. But yeah, you can use the 6 gigabytes of RAM as I've mentioned, but you have to root your device and modify the build.prop. Again, Ash has already done a video about this, so I'll have the link in the YouTube show notes for your reference. So anyways, let's move to the next thing. Another thing that I do not like about this device is that though it has face detect autofocus, which is pretty good in natural lighting and something like that, but on this OnePlus 3, the OnePlus team has omitted the laser autofocusing system, which was there on the OnePlus 2. So it's okay, I would say, for general users, but when I tried to take macro shots, it simply could not focus. And also, that is the reason in video, the focusing is a little bit slow if you quickly move, because it does not have laser autofocusing system. And also it does have just a single LED flash. So when you use the flash, the pictures, the colors seem to be a little bit artificial. I don't know why they didn't implement dual tone flash. Now moving to another thing is that, yes, as I mentioned, the dash charger is really good. It charges the device very quickly. But what I have noticed is that the cable, the USB-C type cable that is provided is sort of proprietary, because when I remove this supplied USB-C cable and use the Nexus 6-piece USB-C cable, the device was not charging that quickly. So for the quickest charging, you have to use this supplied cable. So if you lose this, you might lose the quick charging ability that you get with the dash charger. Now there is one minor bug also that I have noticed, and this happens if you just leave the phone for a couple of hours. I think so it's going into deep sleep mode, and when it's in that, it happens only if you leave the phone for a couple of hours, and if it goes into something like that, that's during night or something, whenever you get notification, it does not show up, and the notifications just start popping up when you just open up the phone. So I feel this is a bug, and OnePlus team should address this. And lastly, I also do not like the camera hump on the back. If you notice, this is that slight camera hump, and when you place the phone down on the surface, it actually rests on this camera hump. So that is also one minor quibble that I have. It can be solved by using a case. This is the official OnePlus 3 case, and if you put it at that, then it is fine, but again you have to buy this, and this is a separate accessory. So these were some of the things that I did not like with the OnePlus 3, but overall, considering the price point here in India, it sold for around 28,000. I feel overall it's a very good phone, and I feel as of now currently it's the best option that you can get for a phone under rupees 30,000. I have also posted dedicated videos regarding the gaming review for the OnePlus 3 and also the camera review where I compared it with the Mi 5. Links for those videos will be in the YouTube show notes. I hope you found this video review helpful. If you found it helpful, I'll appreciate if you can click the like button, and if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.